Breaking news, Falcons fans. We've got some updates that are sure to spark a conversation. If you're feeling frustrated with the Falcons' current season, be sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts with us. Should Raheem Morris get another chance, or is it time for a change? Let us know in the comments. Falcons Nation, we're back with some news that's not exactly what we were hoping for. The team has placed rookie running back Jace McClain on injured reserve due to a knee injury, which means his 2024 season is officially over. McClain, a sixth-round pick, was expected to make a bigger impact this year, but unfortunately he only saw action in 2 games, rushing for 32 yards on 13 carries. It's a tough break for the young running back, and with only 4 games left, it's unlikely we'll see him on the field again this season. So what does this mean for the team going forward? In a corresponding move, the Falcons have signed running back Carlos Washington Jr. to the 53-man roster. Washington, a former undrafted free agent, has been with the team for 2 seasons and showed some promise during the preseason, rushing for 71 yards and a touchdown. While it's a tough loss for McClain, Washington's addition provides some much-needed depth in the running back room, especially with the regular season winding down. He'll likely serve as the third running back behind Robinson and Tyler Allgeier, adding some fresh legs to the mix. But McClain's injury is just the latest example of the challenges facing the Falcons draft class this season. Third-round pick Brian Tice has already been placed on IR and won't return this season. It's a concerning trend, and we want to hear from you. What do you think is going on, and how can the team turn things around? Despite the challenges, there is a small silver lining for the Falcons. Second-round pick Rook Ororo is on IR, but he's been designated to return, which means he could still make an impact this season. Meanwhile, first-round pick Michael Penix Jr. has only appeared in 2 games so far, and with the team's current quarterback struggles, it's hard not to wonder if he might get another chance to start soon. The elephant in the room, of course, is Kirk Cousins. The quarterback was brought in on a massive $180 million deal this offseason, but he's struggled mightily over the past month. In his last 4 games against top-tier defenses, he's thrown 0 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. The Falcons are currently on a 4-game losing streak, and fans are starting to question whether it's time to move on from Cousins and give Penix Jr. a chance to start. It's not an easy decision for head coach Raheem Morris, who has been a vocal supporter of Cousins throughout this difficult stretch. But the pressure is mounting, and Cousins' performance in the final weeks of the season will be crucial in determining whether he keeps his job for 2025. Cousins did have some bright moments early in the season, including a huge game against Dallas and the Buccaneers. However, those were against weaker defenses, and the Falcons are about to face some of those same teams again. This could be the perfect opportunity for Cousins to redeem himself, but will it be enough to convince fans that he's still the right guy for the job? The stakes are high, and Cousins will likely be under center for the remainder of the season. But what's really bothering Falcons fans isn't just the lack of production from the quarterback. The real problem plaguing the Falcons isn't just Kirk Cousins' struggles. It's the consistent, self-inflicted wounds that keep piling up. Head coach Raheem Morris has been saying it for weeks, but it's become painfully obvious. The Falcons are their own worst enemy. In each of the last 4 games, Atlanta has struggled with penalties and turnovers at the worst possible times. Last week's loss to the Vikings was a prime example. The Falcons were penalized a staggering 12 times for a total of 127 yards, the worst mark in the NFL that week. These penalties, combined with the turnover issues that have Cousins leading the NFL in interceptions with 15, are costing the Falcons games they should be winning. Take last week's game against the Vikings, for instance. 2 Falcons turnovers directly led to touchdowns for the Vikings. These kinds of mistakes have plagued Atlanta all season, and with so much on the line in these final 4 games, it's a major concern. It's not just the turnovers that are killing the Falcons. Missed field goals and penalties are also taking a toll. Young kicker Hoku missed 3 field goals in a loss to the Saints, which didn't help the Falcons' cause. Now, as we head into Week 15, Atlanta's playoff hopes are hanging by a thread. The Falcons are on the road to Las Vegas to face off against the Raiders, who are ranked 14th in the NFL in rush defense. A win would keep the Falcons alive in the NFC South race, but another loss could be the final nail in the coffin. The Raiders are coming off a tough loss and will be just as hungry for a win. The question is, will the Falcons show up and finally put an end to these self-inflicted wounds, or will they continue to haunt them? This is a make-or-break stretch for Atlanta, and the pressure is on. Can Kirk Cousins find his form again? Can the Falcons avoid the penalties and turnovers that have doomed them? The answers to these questions will determine the fate of the Falcons season. The question on every Falcons fan's mind is, should the team stick with Kirk Cousins for the rest of the season, or is it time to give Michael Penix Jr. a shot? With the playoffs on the line, the decision is crucial. But while the quarterback situation is uncertain, one thing is clear: Bijan Robinson is a star. Since being drafted 8th overall in 2023, expectations have been sky high for Robinson. And as we enter Week 15 of the 2024 season, it's clear that he's not only met those expectations, he's exceeded them. In June, Robinson and the team set an ambitious goal to use him in a role similar to the one the 49 ERs utilized Christian McCaffrey in his Offensive Player of the Year season. And guess what? That plan is working like a charm. Robinson has been a standout in every sense of the word. He currently ranks 4th in the league with 1,378 yards from scrimmage, including a career-high 977 rushing yards and 401 receiving yards. He's also found the end zone 9 times this season, with 8 of those coming in the last 8 games. Talk about stepping up when it matters most. His 9 games with 100-plus yards from scrimmage are second only to Saquon Barkley's 11, solidifying him as one of the league's most dynamic playmakers. So what's been key to Robinson's growth? Confidence and attention to detail. Falcons running backs coach Michael Petrino summed it up perfectly. The game is slowing down for him. That's evident not just in the stats, but also in areas like ball security, where Robinson has been flawless this year. After fumbling 4 times as a rookie, he's tightened things up and hasn't had a single fumble in 2024, a testament to his offseason focus. As the Falcons look to the future, it's clear that Robinson is a key part of their plans. But what about the present? Can they turn things around and make a playoff push? The answer will depend on how they perform in the final weeks of the season, but one thing is certain: with Robinson on the field, the Falcons always have a chance. One of the most exciting aspects of Bijan Robinson's game is his ability to force missed tackles. With 67 missed tackles forced, he's ranked 3rd among running backs, right behind Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs. But it's not just about the raw numbers. Robinson is consistently turning 4-yard plays into 7-yard gains, breaking arm tackles, and making defenders look silly on a weekly basis. As Chris Lindstrom, the Falcons' star right guard, put it, there's no better feeling than watching him make a guy miss or press his runs and finish beyond the highlight plays. But Robinson's impact goes beyond just the flashy plays. He's also impressed in areas that don't always show up on the stat sheet, like pass protection. His coaches and teammates have raved about his selflessness and willingness to do the dirty work, which is rare for a player with his star potential. Lindstrom even said that Robinson's growth in this area shows just how dedicated he is to improving every aspect of his game. And it's hard to disagree. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris praised Robinson for surpassing even his own lofty expectations, not only in terms of production, but also in the toughness and mindset he brings to the team. "He can go as far as he wants to go," said Morris. With the Falcons' offense designed to highlight Robinson's strengths, it feels like we're witnessing the rise of one of the NFL's next great stars. So, Falcons Nation, what do you think of Robinson's performance this season? Is he already living up to the Christian McCaffrey comparisons, or does he have even more room to grow? Let us know in the comments.